Jeff Adult Child, your host here, Healing Shame, and we're just going to jump right into the reading. I'm going to pop that onto your screen. Today is June 1st, where I am. Here we go. June 1st, True Self. We begin to see that we can bring our true selves to a relationship. We have something to offer that is different than unhealthy dependence. This is what ACA recovery looks like. From the Big Red Book, page 265. Discovering our true selves. What a journey. When we look back at our first ACA meeting, we thank our higher power for getting us there. Maybe we hoped for a quick fix to stop the insanity and to have a better life, or a miracle answer about how to fix other people. But that's not exactly how things turned out. As we keep coming back, we find that working the steps is not always easy, nor is it pretty. But the key to freedom is courage, vulnerability, and the willingness to shed our tears while we follow this quest. We work with a sponsor or fellow traveler who has walked this walk before. We discover our ineffective behavior patterns and become willing to change. We don't get stuck on blaming our parents and the generations before them. Slowly, the ACA promises come true. As we work our program, we develop those characteristics and learn to breathe and love life. We play again. We become healthier and have healthier relationships with ourselves, our families, our friends, and community. We become sponsors and help others through the swamps, gently and tenderly, the way we were shown. With the help of our higher power, we discover we had the ruby slippers all along. And the mantra, on this day, I continue to do the work that helps me discover more aspects of my healthy, true self. And that is copyright 2013 by Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families World Service Organization. From the text, Strengthening My Recovery. True self. The one that can connect with people, the one that's fascinated by flowers, a butterfly, the way a plane takes off in the air, the one that loves culture and people, the one that trusts without fear. That's my real identity inside of me. And that went into hiding many years ago when I was raised in an environment that was unnurturing, unsupportive, invalidating, around people who were emotionally unavailable. And the false self came in to protect me. And the false self is simply the culmination, the manifestation of all the survival traits. So bringing this true self into a relationship is quite a miracle. And how can I do that? Well, there are a few simple things that are required, and it takes practice, it takes time. One of those is expressing my needs and wants, balancing that with recognition, awareness, and integration of my survival traits without beating myself up over the fact that they do come out. Because I can tell you there's one place, more than anything, two main places, but one big area where your defects of character and your survival traits are going to come to the surface, and that's in a relationship, especially a new one. You're learning each other, you're discovering what the boundaries are. Sometimes there's a push and a pull, a power struggle, testing the fences, if you will. And so you're beginning to just kind of learn about each other, and you have to step back and let that partner know, this is what I can tolerate, this is what doesn't work for me, and this is what does work for me. And so you can communicate openly. And if you have a pretty or a fairly healthy person, maybe one in recovery, maybe not, but if the other person is fairly empathetic or has some compassion and they are also willing to compromise, then you can allow this true self to really thrive in the relationship. But it does take practice, and the reading is great. What does recovery look like? What does real ACA recovery look like? It's emotional sobriety, first of all, as opposed to the substance programs where you're simply not partaking of the substance like AA or Caffeine Addicts Anonymous or NA, whatever. In those programs, you're just not picking up. But in this one, what we're not doing is we're not controlling and manipulating in a relationship. And that's um, that healthy self that's coming out, that's shining through and moving away from the codependence, the unhealthy dependence in a relationship. And there are ways to really spot that. But I'm looking through the reading now. Um, being vulnerable, the freedom, freedom is courage, vulnerability, the willingness to shed my tears. I can do that with a partner. I can do that with a sponsor on an outreach call, or all of those, all the above. But being vulnerable with a partner, and not being afraid that they're going to abandon me, that's real recovery. That's real progress in this program. And that takes time. I've got to keep working at it. I've got to continue to try to make strides where I can, two steps forward, a step back at times. But recognizing, being aware that I have things that I still cling to, defects, survival traits that I might not want to put down, and I still somewhat like some of that sickness. It's in the awareness, knowing that I still like the sickness, but being aware that that's not something that should continue either. And that's progress right there, guys. It's just an amazing journey. So we see that in the program. Um, I can come to expect the best and get it. That's one of the ACA promises that you see in this reading. So I'm going to walk through as somebody new, hopefully offering them experience, strength, and hope, and try to encourage them one day at a time. So it's really a great reading. Very grateful to be here. And that's all we've got. Until next time, this is Healing Shame with your host, Jeffrey Byard, and all the best. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.